And now it's time for a Star Trek story.
Well, speaking of an American Tale, Star Trek.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it's a very...
I know we could talk about American Tale all
an intergalactic
day.
American
Really
Tale.
can we just watch that instead?
Yeah, maybe we should. It's better than this fucking shit we're watching. No, of course. Star Trek is always better than everything and anything we could ever possibly talk about or have a podcast about.
I mean, probably.
Can't top it. At least with Star Trek, we've gotten to episode 6, Aaron.
Bottom it.
Episode 6 of our podcast.
Episode 6, Amok time. We are continuing our look at classic Star Trek. We're right in the middle of it. Last episode, we watched Friday's Child. That was our first... Well, we went into it thinking it was going to be our first average episode, but I think at the end of that, we all unanimously decided that it's probably a little lower than average. A little lower than average. It was also our first Klingon episode.
It needs to do some extra credit if it's going to graduate at the end of the school year. Let's say that.
Let's say that, yeah. Starting a little behind. This next episode is actually going to be what they aired as the season premiere. But Friday's Child was filmed first. But this is going to be what they aired as the premiere. So that's what we're going to be watching today, the second season premiere. And we're going to be watching it with our good friend, the very lovely Jake Barnes. How are you, Jake?
I am well, thank you, and thank you for the introduction. I like being called lovely. That is nice.
All of our guests are lovely except for the one of you, and you know who you are.
Yeah.
Jake, we all used to live together in the boys' house.
Yes.
Specifically, you came in for Boys' House: The Next Generation.
Indeed. 2.0.
And during that time, I would say things got much more musical when you came on.
Yeah.
The playlists. Yes.
Yeah.
You were always bringing the vibes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So many times just sitting around, the lights were going, and we were just listening to music. And there would be nights where we'd play past the DJ, but there were a lot of nights it was just you curating playlists for us.
Well, I really appreciate people letting me have that sort of control, because I love to do it, and I'm glad that you all enjoyed it. Because music is my thing. I listen to music the way that some people binge shows. I will sit there for 6 or 7 hours, just listening to album after album, binging, if you will. So it's cool to be able to have people that I can share that with, and not just have it all locked in my own head.
What is it about music that, I don't know, captures your imagination or attention? What is it about music that just...
I think music, it has a tendency to speak to me in ways that people can't, the words can't, that the weather can't, that nothing in my world speaks to me the way that music can. And I have heard it described as a universal language. And I think that is very, very true. That's kind of a hard question. It's kind of a big question.
It is a big question.
But yeah, I guess it speaks larger than any human language could. And I think it resonates on a higher level than we operate on. It vibrates on a higher plane. When we are listening to music, we are connecting to something larger than ourselves. We are connecting to the world around us, the people around us. We're connecting further into ourselves. And it's almost like a vehicle that helps you get to some of those spiritual places a little bit quicker. You could probably get there through meditation or certain exercises and things, maybe even psychedelics. But I think music has that power to take you there also.
I remember there was a time where you came to me and it's like, hey, there's this show called Sonic Highways. Steve Grohl, and you're like...
Steve Grohl?
Dave Grohl.
Oh, did I say...
So close.
That's his brother, Steve Grohl. And his other brother, Shemp.
Shemp Grohl. And Curly Grohl.
Dave Grohl.
That's got to be out there somewhere.
Thank
a Photoshop of Dave Grohl's face on all the Stooges.
Yeah, Sonic Highways, certainly.
The guy from Foo Fighters.
Right. And Nirvana.
And Nirvana. it was a documentary where they would talk to notable people in the area, musicians, whoever, and they would explore the music scene and the history. You know, when they went to Nashville, it of course was the whole country scene, and then of course Dave would write a song, and kind of based on his experiences there, the music, the history. There was the Southern California one. Mm-hmm. There was the Seattle,
Nashville.
Yeah, there was the Nashville. There was the Chicago,
Austin.
Yeah. It was emblematic of our shared love for music and storytelling. Like both were happening at the same time. Like it was the story of music, but then we would also listen to music.
Absolutely.
And then also living together was when I introduced you to Star Trek. I remember thinking, I think everyone's gonna like it. Not everyone does. But I thought in particular, I'm like, I think Jake would dig this. Like the vibe and everything. Like, what did we do when we watched it? I think I showed you like a smattering from episodes across the franchise. Is that what we did?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Is I was given all the greatest hits. I was, okay, watch this episode from this show, watch this episode from this show. So I had, peppering in of a little bit of Deep Space Nine, a little bit of Voyager. But it really started to take off when we decided to watch it chronologically.
Yeah.
And
that's what you wanted to do.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I wanted to watch them all, and we didn't know whether to start with the original series, like chronologically how they aired, or chronologically how they take place in the universe of the show. Mm-hmm. And so we started with Enterprise, which was a treat. If you can get past the opening credits.
Oh man,
that's a different episode. It's a different thing. But
we'll get there.
Speaking of music, it was rough.
Yeah,
it was a rough ride.
Maybe we'll get you on when we do the first episode, just so we can talk about the song.
It's really unfortunate because I think it single-handedly killed that show.
Yeah, I've met so many people who have said they could not get past that song. Even if you're a fan of the song, you just have to admit that song was like a barrier to entry for people.
My wife is that way.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I was going to say it was a barrier for entry for me. I'm a Star Trek fan.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll get there, folks. We got a long ways before we get to the new stuff. But we are watching today Amok Time. Amok Time. So this aired September 17th, 1967. And this was the 5th episode produced for the 2nd season, but like we said at the beginning, this was the 2nd season premiere. I think we talked a little about last episode how at this point the show was struggling. They had been renewed, but things were already kind of looking a little dire for them. So this is the 2nd season premiere. So this was their attempt to have like a big splash, just get the new season going, maybe get some new energy, get him some new viewers, excite the people who have been watching. And I guess that can be one thing we kind of keep in mind as we're watching, like how does this work as, say, like a season premiere, especially with where they are in the show. Is this exciting? Is this a good one to get people excited about the show, either again or get new people excited about the show?
Yeah. I'm interested. I know things aren't usually filmed in order, but I'm interested in the reasoning for choosing this episode after filming 4 others to make it the premiere.
We're gonna go with this one.
We're gonna go with this one. This is the one.
Well, I think this will explain it a little bit, and this will be one of the things I think we're also looking at in this one. This is one of the maybe not very, but this is one of the few character-focused episodes of Star Trek, the original series. And so far, they haven't been specifically focused on the characters. Like, the closest we have maybe is just Kirk, just because he's the decision maker, but they've all been more conceptual. And I think as a whole, the original show is much more about the concepts and the themes.
The encounters.
The big encounters, and what do we do? It's not really about the characters per se.
Right.
It's about what they do with it, what they find. But this is one of the character focused episodes of the original 60s show. And this one focuses on, of course, the legendary Mr. Spock. He's probably the one who gets, if not all, most of the character-focused episodes. At this point, he was definitely the breakout character of the show. And so that might explain a little bit as to why they decided to go with this one as the second season premiere. It's Spock.
Ladies love Mr. Spock.
Hippies love Mr. Spock.
That too.
Yeah.
We all love Mr. Spock, but perhaps no one more than me. And also to consider, this is our first real look at the Vulcans. So far on our list, we've met the Romulans, last week the Klingons, and up to this point, the show hadn't really delved into the Vulcans aside from just knowing Spock is a Vulcan, or at least half Vulcan.
And first and only time, if I'm correct, that we visit the planet Vulcan in the original series.
Yeah, I think there's another one where they're in orbit, but like in terms of going to the planet, this is it. I think
the set design of Vulcan.
Yeah,
Coming in with the trivia.
Yeah,
Very nice.
Jake knows his Star Trek.
I know some stuff about some things.
And then finally, probably just another last little thing. This is also considered to be one of the best episodes of the original show, if not like one of the classics, if not one of the best. So, like we did with Balance of Terror, maybe we can also talk about, is this still one of the best? And what about it makes it one of the best?
It has my favorite line in all of Star Trek.
Oh, I'd be curious to hear what this line is. Yeah. If you're watching this with us, which you should be, because that's the whole point of this podcast, you can find it on Paramount Plus. If you bring up Star Trek, the original series, Season 2 should be listed as Episode 1. Jake and Aaron and I are going to find some more booze to drink. We're going to watch the episode, and then we're going to come back. So get yourself a drink as well, and come back for the discussion afterward. Hope to see you all then.
You have become much known among our people, Spock. Almost a legend. And as the years went by, I came to know that I did not want to be the consort of a legend. But by the laws of our people, I could only divorce you by the caliphate. There was also Stan, who wanted very much to be my consort, and I wanted him. If your captain were Victor, he would not want me, and so I would have Stan. If you were Victor, you would free me because I had dared to challenge, and again I would have Stan. But if you did not free me, it would be the same, for you would be gone, and I would have your name and your property, and Stan would still be there.
Logical. Flawlessly logical.
I am honored.
Stan. She is yours. After a time, you may find that having is not so pleasing a thing after all as wanting. It is not logical, but it is often true.
Well, let's start with Jake. So, Jake, initial thoughts. We just watched Amok Time.
Everything you've heard about this episode is true.
Okay.
It's awesome. And it's been put on many, many lists as one of the best Star Trek episodes ever.
Yeah.
And I think after this viewing here tonight that stays, that remains a true statement.
All right. Still one of the best.
Indeed.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think it's remained one of the best?
Oh, definitely. I think you get one of these lightning in a bottle situations, capturing this great script combined with great performance, kind of a tour de force, Leonard Nimoy. So you get and the music. So you've got all of the elements that come together in a very special way that you don't always see. All of the episodes are solid, but this one in particular is really, really great. And I think one of the reasons, in addition to those, is the friendship element between Kirk and Spock.
Yeah. I think I would agree with most of those points. I think that those will all be points we go over. Yeah. What about you, Aaron?
I like the episode. I think it still holds up. It's still fun to watch. Seeing Spock go out of character and go take that full 180 is cool to see. And Leonard Nimoy nails it. He's such a good actor. Just kills it in this episode. I feel like if you didn't really love the show, it would be a bit corny at times.
Sure.
But if you're buying into the characters and stuff, then you're with it. You're emotionally invested.
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, the Spock performance, excuse me, the Spock performance is really the crux of this episode. Everyone's great, but he in particular obviously is great. You know, he gets to explore an emotional depth that he doesn't get to do in really any of the other episodes to this degree. Mm-hmm. And it's great because it's like, oh my God, this is what like a very randy Vulcan looks like. Yes, here it is.
I think it might be the most dramatic episode we've come across.
So far in our watching, it is very dramatic.
Man.
Very dramatic.
High stakes, high emotions.
But it doesn't come across as like a soap opera or melodramatic. To me, the
gets
actors,
close.
It's close, but I feel like the
close.
actors are so committed.
Yeah, absolutely.
That the sincerity comes through. Especially the friendship between Kirk and Spock. It really shines through in this episode. There's so much caring between the two.
I think, like that's like my biggest impression of watching this is definitely Kirk and Spock. I definitely think Leonard Nimoy is the one who gives the great performance in this one. But seeing the two of them together and just their relationship, and also I guess to a degree as well, like McCoy, the little triad between the three of them, because that's also kind of a dynamic energy in this, the three of them. But most certainly Kirk and Spock. And I think the two actors play off each other. Like, I think this is the episode that cements that, like, certainly Spock, but in particular these two playing off each other is what makes the whole show, the whole original show, and like you said, the friendship between them.
I do like that you brought up that McCoy part, though. I mean, he actually starts the episode out with concern. You know, the episode starts out with McCoy actually bringing this to Kirk's attention. Hey, you know, Spock is feeling some shit. And it's funny because they're these kind of comically, you know, they're adversaries in certain ways, and they butt heads a lot. And so it's very telling that the entire episode starts out with, hey, Jim, you know, Spock's going through some shit and we got to figure it out.
Their concern for all three, that they all have concern for each other. And even like we had talked about during the episode, Spock is showing a lot of concern also for he's feeling all this, but you can also tell like, oh, Captain and Bones, and like, I need you to be here for me, but like also like doesn't want to hurt anyone, or so there is like a mutual concern for everyone in this one. It definitely an episode that has a lot of heart, even if it's also a very strange episode. I would say, like, it's got some wild vibes.
The vibes are weird. There's like a lot of sexual tension in it. There's weird tension in it that way. Spock's quarters don't make a lot of sense to me. There's these weird like red curtains that remind me of David Lynch's like, what is it, Twin Peaks, where they're like in purgatory, and I'm like, oh shit, yeah, no, this is what it is. There's gonna be a little person running around. It's like this weird heaven purgatory thing, but no, it's just his medieval dungeon. Yeah. He's got axe.
It just occurred to me that
weapons.
he probably just recently changed all that because of how he's feeling and doing. It's like he's just preparing for ancient right battle, you know.
Interesting.
So that's what's usually his peaceful meditation chamber is turned into this battle ready room.
Yeah,
ready room. Yes.
You hear the beginning of that theme when they're in Spock's quarters,
yes.
and they're talking about this thing that's affecting me, Jim, and you hear that just in the back, boom, boom.
Slowly slipping into space.
Yeah, plants this. He's like, we are foreshadowing that something ominous is going to happen between these two friends. They will suddenly be foes.
Oh my god. That we should probably talk about the music. No, that's a good segue into the music, and especially what we're talking about earlier. Like, we have basically talked a little bit about. We've commented on the music every episode up to this point. Just like, oh, and the music. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when the themes come in that you recognize, you know.
Well, and throughout the episode, there is this great guitar we were talking about that's very suspenseful. It adds this crazy level of someone's going to die soon or something.
Very Western.
Yeah, Western, yeah.
Bow,
that's
bow,
a great
bow,
way.
bow, bow.
Yeah.
Standoff vibes.
There's a duel about to happen. The music is great. It sets the tone for so many of the scenes, as music does in all movies. But the obviously the scene where Kirk and Spock have to fight each other, the music there is so intense and so engaging, but also so memorable.
So memorable.
You know, it transcends just regular TV music.
I think I think this episode, for all that it does, awesome. We would be remiss to not talk about. It's got some goofy elements to it.
Explain.
Just there is a kind of. We are going to this alien society where they have this crazy taboo wedding ritual, and I've broke one of their taboos, and now I've got to fight my best friend in a fight to the death. Very easily avoided with, oh, by the way, this is a fight to the death. Oh, then I refuse.
Yes.
They don't tell it until after the fact.
It is slightly addressed in a weird way. Spock has this like breakdown where he's like, I can't fight my friend.
That's true. Yep.
He doesn't know what he's getting into.
Doesn't know.
Yeah, jib jab.
But yeah, there's like this underlying male desire to express their primal urges through the whole thing, you know, like these super logical creatures suddenly going into heat, basically.
Well, and I'm glad you brought that up. There is that weird male aspect towards the end that, so he tells his wife, former fiance, whatever.
Spoiler alert: he does not get the bride / wife in this episode.
Not end up together.
Nope.
No fucky.
No fucky.
Seems like there may have been a little bit of sucky fucky in the past.
Maybe.
So she's telling him, hey, you know, I picked Kirk because if Kirk wins, he'll reject me and I have this other dude. If you win, you'll reject me because I picked Kirk for the champion and I'll have this other dude. Or if you still want me, you'll go off with Starfleet. I'll have your name, I'll have your house, and I'll still bang this other dude. Yeah. Now, but the reason that she has this flawless logic is because initially she says that she's not allowed to divorce him. And that is an interesting dynamic too, that even with this highly evolved society, no emotion, fully logical, that it still has that male dominant. He's allowed to divorce her. She's not allowed to divorce him. And that's basically the entire episode. We don't have an episode if she's allowed to divorce him. Nothing happens. Nope. She sends him a Dear John letter, and that's the end of it.
Yeah. And then make sure she basically gets her way no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good segue into like sort of talking about how this episode, like, aside from now, we're getting a look at the Vulcans, who up to this point they've just told like Vulcans are highly logical, and any kind of like emotion or human bits with Spock is usually just explained as, well, he's half human. So when you're going to do an episode where it's like, we're going to show the Vulcan society for the first time, it's like, I feel like they play against expectation, where it's like, you think it's going to be some highly ordered society that's just logical to a fault, just like, and you know, we don't see anything beyond this ritual, this wedding ceremony, but the glimpse we get is just, whoa, it's almost the complete opposite, where it's like nothing about this is logical. This is all just like irrational, like primitive, primal, like sex energy, and like mixed with violence and fighting, and it's all, and he says in the scene in his quarters with Kirk, it's like we shroud it in like ritual and custom. It's like they're really emphasizing the fact that Vulcans do have emotions. They repress them. And then you're like, well, if we're talking about a society with really passionate emotions that's repressing them, it makes complete sense that we see this.
Yeah, this
to some degree.
Sexual energy to the point where he says, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
If I don't do this,
the ultimate pent-up energy.
Yeah.
But as like on a macro level, like because the whole society suppresses themselves, they all kind of react in this way. It's very...
And it seems like they kind of, I mean, not even seems like they do it to themselves, because they arranged this marriage from the time Spock was like 7 years old.
Yep.
And T'Pring was 7. And they linked their minds, basically, so this would occur at this specific time. So, like, I don't know.
Intergalactic mutual Randy. But it is what happens.
It's got some interesting, weird implications. Like, we're talking about a society that has arranged marriages from when you're kids, you know, and like in a society that prides itself on its logic, and it's like, okay.
Except during this one time.
This one time. And it's
let
like,
logic go out the window and just
whatever.
Go ham.
Yeah, and then the fact that they also, it's like, it's not a big part of the episode, but he does mention that, like, we touch minds and we're like bonded, so we're compelled to come back to each other. I'm like, how much consent do these kids have in any of this? Like, it's kind of, if you really think about it, just like, what does this imply for Vulcan as a society? Just wild, wacky stuff. And they seem, because Spock seems super embarrassed about everything, and there almost seems to be this weird, like, shame, but it's like, but this is just the way it is.
There is a shame. And he even talks about how no one talks about it, even amongst Vulcans. It's so deeply personal, using his words, that it's not discussed, even amongst his own people. So that to me is very interesting, because it's something that literally happens to every Vulcan person, but none of them discuss it with each other. They just live off of the ideas of tradition. So nothing ever really changes, and nothing is ever explored.
Which, if you grew up in the Mormon church, that absolutely tracks. I mean, I'm sure it happens in other religions too, like things you don't even find out about the religion you grew up in until you go through it yourself, and it's super weird and strange and primitive and culty. Like, yeah.
Culty. Yes.
Yeah, Zealot comes to mind with, like, the word zealot when you look at these ceremonies that Spock is going through.
Yeah, it kind of makes you wonder, like, they keep excusing it, and it's like, it's just like these primitive feelings, and it's like, we had to come up with something, but we just can't really think our way through this, and it's like, it just makes you wonder, like, how much of this is because of their actual biological nature, but also how much of this is also, like, culturally conditioned,
right.
Societally conditioned.
They've been able to overcome every emotional hurdle, except this one.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of handling it in some sort of reasonable manner, no, let's fight each other to the death. Let's hurt each other. And that's not logical. It's crazy that their marriages are the complete antithesis of what they stand for.
Yeah, you can legally murder someone.
Yeah.
In one of these Vulcan wedding ceremonies.
Well, it's her right to choose a champion.
Yeah, she's got to pick them to fight to the death. That's the only way she can get out of this scenario that she doesn't want to be in. Like, also, what does that say about Vulcan society? Like, but, in a way, it enriches them in a way where it's like, they are not perfect. Yep. You do not walk away with this picture of the Vulcans being perfect after this. It's like, interesting, but deeply flawed, but that enriches them.
I did like the design that they had. It's the first time we see Vulcan. It's the first time we see a lot of other people from Vulcan, and I love the wedding party. We get the tin ponch, the tin foil poncho,
with like the almost plague masks.
Right. I see the invitations like, please don't wear white.
Yeah.
Please bring your best tin ponch.
It makes me wonder what a Romulan wedding would look like. If it's the opposite or something similar.
Oh man, this is not iron.
It's just like a nice destination on a beach with beautiful blue water. Romulans are having a great old party.
Romulans are like, man, I'm so glad we got out of that.
Oh, we're just gonna take off our shoulder pads for a minute and just jump in the water.
It's really nice that I got to have sex today without killing my best friend.
Oh yeah,
that was cool.
I appreciate that.
So glad we left Vulcan.
That was pretty cool.
Tomorrow we're clocking back in.
All right, back to my warbird to patrol the neutral zone for weeks at a time.
Back on Vulcan. Oh, I must procreate. Friend, come here. I must kill you.
I have to fight my best friend.
And best man.
And best man to the death. I want you to be my best man. Yeah, Spock couldn't even tell him here in the turbo lift. Just like, I want you to be there with me, Captain. And you as well, Dr. McCoy. And just while they're waiting a few more seconds as the decks are passing by, just, by the way, Jim, it is possible you will be asked to fight to the death against me. What?
I mean, he's very clearly not himself. He's all out of sorts.
I killed my captain.
We gotta forgive Spock for the lack of judgment here.
My God. So Spock in this episode, how do we feel about this as a character showcase for Spock? Because everything around this episode revolves around Spock. There are no intergalactic stakes. There are no. It's all about what's going to happen with Spock.
Well, I feel from an acting perspective, it's a tour de force. He gets a chance to explore many ranges of emotion in just a 50-minute episode.
Yeah.
So for him alone, it's a lot to tap into in not a lot of time. So as a performer, that can be difficult to find those justifications to go from 0 to 10 without a whole lot of dialogue or a whole lot of setup. Just like, hey, you're going through, Vulcan horny time, we need you to just make a choice. And I think he comes through fully. You can tell that he really studies the script and knows exactly the moments where he's supposed to fight against what's happening to him, especially when it comes to Kirk stuff.
Yeah, he definitely gives a great performance. Leonard Nimoy really brings the character to life in this one, since he's playing against his type. But unabashedly Spock, regardless.
Yes.
Like, even though he feels like Spock out of control or Spock not in his usual way, but he still feels like Spock. It'd be really easy just to go off the rails with it. But if anything, he's even more focused when he's he's like, there are the scenes where he's like holding like the pen behind his back, like when he's talking with Kirk, and he's like
about to stab
he's
him.
about to stab him or something, and you see him just like wrestling with that pen behind him, and they don't talk about it. It's not addressed in that scene. It's just they're just filming Spock from the back, talk to Kirk, and he's just holding that pen behind him,
Right.
and he's just, you can tell like the energy it's taking to just hold his shit together, and it's like, and that's his best friend that's in the room with him.
And great job with the cinematography for, you know, taking the time to zoom in on those moments, really not hit the audience over the head with its message, but be very blatant to the audience, like, hey, Spock is unwell, and he's doing things that are out of the norm. So these weird little zooms on his hands and stuff are really helpful.
They telegraph it well.
Telegraph.
I love that it confirms everything that humans have been jabbing at Spock since his first appearance. Is like, I think you got more emotion than you're letting on, pal. And you see it. It's like, yes, by a factor of 10,000. These extreme, deep emotions.
Where does this
that the Vulcans
human
have.
come into all that?
Can't be
Yeah.
helping, certainly.
He has all this happening, and in the midst of it, half of him is human.
That might
Trying
be
to-
might be what's holding him back from fighting Kirk.
Right.
Or that snaps him out of it in the end, his friendship for Kirk. You know, the person he loves probably more than her or anyone.
So,
Captain Kirk.
aside from our first time seeing Chekhov, you were saying it's our first time seeing Nurse Chapel. Is that true? This
is the first time that we have seen her in our watch through. She does show up earlier in the show.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But we should probably mention Nurse Chapel, like, because she's definitely one of the, like, she's probably the last of like the main, like, original crew. Like, we've seen Yeoman Rand a bit, not anymore, but now we've seen Nurse Chapel, and you don't see her as much. You know, actually, you do see her a fair amount. So in a lot of ways, she is just kind of one of the day players. It's easy to forget that she kind of was on the same par with.
Have you discussed it's Gene Roddenberry's wife?
No, we haven't talked about Nurse Chapel at all, but we have talked about, because the very first episode we watched The Cage, the original pilot, and Majel Barrett, Gene Roddenberry's wife, plays number one in that episode. But they weren't married at the time. She was his girlfriend at the time, but he was married.
And she wasn't blonde.
Her natural hair color is that kind of jet black that you see in the Cage. That's her natural hair color, what she really looks like. So, but Gene
has the beehive blonde as the yeoman.
As the nurse, yeah, like that was
nurse.
That was Roddenberry's attempt to get her back in the show and try to kind of hide that it's the same actress playing a different part. 'Cause from stories that there are stories that the network weren't fond of Majel Barrett because she was Gene Roddenberry's girlfriend, but he was married at the time, and they're like, no, we don't want this. Like,
it was like his mistress.
Basically, yeah. They would eventually get married, but at the time, yeah, it was essentially his mistress.
I didn't know there was scandal.
Yeah, there's some like controversy and conflicting stories about her being the first officer in the first episode and why she doesn't carry on because the network didn't want her. It's like, if we're going to do the show, we can't have the female first officer and Spock. And then so Roddenberry was like, well, I want both, but I can fight for maybe one and have to lose the other. So he fought for Spock and dropped the female first officer, but he wanted to get Majel back in the show and created the part of Nurse Chapel to get her on the
She
show.
also went on to do many other things, playing Deanna Troy's mother.
Oh yeah,
and computer.
And the computer voice of the Enterprise and basically every Starfleet ship for many, many years.
Yeah.
We will on this list eventually get to see her as Troy's mom, Waxana. We do have a.
Those Waxana episodes.
We have a couple of them.
Classic.
Still get a bit before we get there, folks, but
that's Odo's music in the DS9 Waxana episodes.
Yeah.
So how do we feel about that fight?
The fight itself?
Yeah, the choreography is cool.
It's so good, but I think also when we're talking about some of the campy, silly, goofy elements, it's also goofy.
Absolutely.
It's completely
they
goofy.
Kirk, and he's like, oh my god, I've been cut tit to tit.
The little slice across his chest and the shirt all splayed open.
My nipples.
They've got like these American gladiator warrior weapons.
Yeah, what's it called?
The lirpa, as she calls it. It's got a blade on one end and a bludgeon on the other.
Predecessor to the battle that we see later.
Predecessor to the bat'leth.
The alien blades that come forward in Star Trek.
And then when she halts the fight, Spock like freezes in time. Like, I don't think you need to do that. Like, no one else does.
He's deep in the blood fever.
I guess,
the
but,
block,
like,
the plaque.
He takes a freeze. You know
Like,
what? Spock.
very literal. Like, he doesn't even stand up straight. Like, everyone, kind of talks to Pow and everybody.
Yeah.
But he's stuck there in like hunched over wrestling mode.
Yeah, she yells "Kroika," but that's the Vulcan word for freeze, I'm assuming. And so Spock literally just in his T'Pau said freeze.
Yes, Auntie.
We should also mention, if we're talking about T'Pau, the performance by, I believe the actress name is Celia Lovsky, just this classic Russian actress.
Excellent
that they got to come play it.
Yes.
And
Scene
she's
stealer.
Oh yeah, she's great. She really, it's fun to see because like all most of our perception of the Vulcans has been Spock at this point, and she's really good for providing like not a counter example, but like here's another Vulcan, and she's not playing Spock at all, but she feels very alien and very Vulcan in a different, very intense way.
Did you all catch at the beginning when they get to Vulcan where it's very hot and McCoy says something along the lines of like, it's hot as Vulcan, or I now understand that saying.
I know what that phrase means now.
Hot as Vulcan.
Hot as Vulcan.
But have you ever heard that in any other episode?
No.
He makes it sound like it's this common phrase like, oh, I've heard that before. Now I get it. Hot as Vulcan. Makes sense to me. Never visit it again in any episode.
You never hear it again.
I wonder if Lower Decks has thrown it in there at one point. Woo, that was hot as Vulcan.
Shut up.
I hope
Doingler.
so.
That's the show to bring it back. Oh, everyone says this.
Yeah,
It's
that
hot.
would be
It's,
the one to do.
it's hot as Vulcan.
It makes it seem like a lot of people say it.
Oh
Like,
man,
never
it's
once
hot
we heard
as
that
Vulcan.
shit. Ooh, it's hot as Vulcan. And now I get that. I've heard that so often.
But to be fair, like I love the attempt to like how do people speak in this time? Like, and it's like instead of just trying to use contemporary phrases, it's like if Vulcan is this hot planet, it's like people at this time say stuff like, "Oh man, it's hot as Vulcan." Have we ever heard this before? No. But at least I love that there's an attempt to like.
But now that it's been established,
it's
in
a
episode
phrase.
1
Yeah.
of the season, perhaps maybe in just one more episode,
It'll show up.
hot as Vulcan.
Could you imagine if instead what their
Hot as
choice
Vulcan.
was every episode after this, they find a way to throw it in there? Oh, yeah, it's hot as Vulcan. Because everyone says that all the time.
We gotta get this air conditioning
They're
fixed.
just
and then just
lousy
sing.
with hot as Vulcan.
This second season's got a lot of that line, doesn't it?
It's like, are we having fun yet?
And there's always like a dum dum psh after every time. It says, hot as Vulcan.
Hot as Vulcan.
Pretty good universe building, galaxy building, world building, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Going-
good for an episode.
Deep into the Vulcan way.
We should also mention, because you mentioned this a little bit, Jake, that the prequel the prequel series, Star Trek: Strange New Worlds, that's
Yes.
currently, well, we're right as of recording, we're in the middle of the first and second season, but it's all a prequel to this show. It's like a few years before, and we do see Spock's fiance, T'Pring, show up in a few episodes, and we kind of see like their courtship, I guess. Like they
Yeah.
already are bonded, but they're getting to know each other a little bit before they get married, I guess is what's going on.
We see Spock essentially commit himself to her
Yeah.
and say that she's more important than his duties to Starfleet. Which, I don't know if that ends up being true in the end.
Certainly.
After this episode that we just watched.
No.
She's like, oh yeah, I'm into this like other cat. Who, just side note for a second, this other guy, somehow looks a lot like Spock.
Oh yeah.
You know, this like other
He also looks like
Spock guy.
Adam Driver made a baby with his own nose. So.
Adam Driver baby with himself. You get this guy.
And
But also, yeah, Leonard Nimoy looks a lot like him too.
they do look a lot alike, so she got a type.
I just like this version better. She just didn't want to be, because she was afraid of being the consort of a legend. Consort of a legend.
She says that in Strange New Worlds too. She brings that up.
Does she? Mm-hmm. Yeah, funny that, it is interesting to see, I guess.
That is an odd reasoning.
She doesn't want to be famous. She just wants to live
cheating
that.
on your man.
She just wants to be that simple, lead that simple Vulcan
I
life.
get wanting that, but
You empathize with her a little bit because she can't get out of the relationship, you know.
Yeah.
right. Well, neither can he though.
Right.
So I empathize with them both.
Bound by society. Must not bring dishonor.
Nimoy steals the show. Shatner, he's kind of, he gives an interesting performance in this. Like, he's a little whimsical or a little teasy or a little, he's got this little devil energy behind him through some of this. Like, while he's like trying to get like Spock to open up to him, he's throwing little like, well, Mr. Spock, it happens to the birds and the bees. Like, he is a little kind of flippant still with some of his approach.
He's just got to be so happy he's getting to see this other side of Spock. Like, Mr. High and Mighty. Oh.
Completely logical, Mr. Spock. Yeah, secretly Vulcans are the most hyper emotional people in the entire galaxy, and that's the whole joke. Is everyone's just like, yeah, logical. Mm-hmm. Subtle. Oh, so you did mention at the beginning of this, Jake, that you had a favorite line from this, and I do believe I guessed it right.
You did guess it right. I need to find an exact quote of it.
Oh, I got the quote.
Oh, where is it? What is it? Come on, man.
It's in my brain. This is definitely, this is one of those quotes I give to people from time to time.
Please tell us the quote, because I do love it, and I do think it is important for humans in general to know.
Oh, it's so good. It's total Spock wisdom / Spock shade all at the same time. When he gets spurned, and after everything happens, and Kirk is, quote, dead, and then he goes to and asks T'Pring, like, why would you do this? And she gives him the reasons. He's like, okay. And then he calls over Stan, the other guy. I should also throw in real quick. I think he was in Balance of Terror.
His name's Stan?
Stan.
Dumb name.
Not Stan.
Stan. I think he was in...
I'm going with Stan.
Stan.
For Stanley.
Spock. Stan.
Stanley.
Stanley.
Sounds like a fucking asshole.
He played the Romulan lieutenant in Balance of Terror. The guy who was we commented was drinking the Romulan Kool-Aid.
The same guy?
Same actor, yeah. He's in the opening Romulan episode that we watched. I'm like, now that we've been talking about it, I'm like, I think
that is Nimoy.
Yeah, I think he's in the Romulan episode. He's one of the Romulans.
He looks like
he's the Romulan lieutenant who's drinking the Kool-Aid and we have to attack the Earthmen.
Captain, why aren't you doing this?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway, tangent. But
Duty commands it.
so Spock brings him over and just you may find that after a time, having is not so pleasing a thing after all as wanting. It is not logical, but it is often true. And thank you. Every once in a while, I find a golden opportunity where someone has a moment where I'm like, they need to hear this line. As my good friend Mr. Spock once said.
They tell you to fuck off after.
Fuck off.
off.
That's good. That's good advice.
It is good advice, and it's very real advice. Mm-hmm. It's a common theme that I have heard in other stories as well, but I find it extremely well articulated by someone who is not of Earth. To look at humanity, and not just humanity, but all beings in the universe, and make this very poignant point of, hey, we want things because we want them, and then once we have them, sometimes we tend to discard them.
Yeah. We have all kinds of concepts and cliches for that.
Yeah.
Like buyer's regret.
Yeah.
Grass is not always greener, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. It's definitely the Vulcan, but very to the point version.
Yeah. Savage.
It is savage. Yeah, that last line, you can see like their faces at the end. It's like
T'Pring's face, like, oh shit, did I make the wrong choice? That was savage.
Should I have chose Ston?
That was hot as fuck.
Ston
Damn it.
Why am I wet?
Oh, we should also mention it's the first time we see like the Vulcan salute, the live long and prosper.
Yes. The first time we see the salute and hear that particular line, right?
Mm-hmm.
Live long and prosper.
Yeah, I believe Leonard Nimoy got that from as a kid when he was in.
He said it was Jewish. Correct?
It was Jewish,
Yeah.
and like they'd be in church, and they were all supposed to be closing the eyes during like this prayer, and the rabbi, I believe, up there kind of saying the prayer, and you're like, but you're not supposed to.
See what's
You're not supposed
going
to see it. It's like, because I think the idea is like, the spirit of God or something is entering the room, and we need to be it's like a respectful kind of a thing. And of course, little Leonard Nimoy though is curious and looks, and he sees the kind of rabbi. He sees the rabbi making that symbol kind of out there, to the congregation, and he said that's where he got the idea. So yeah, I guess it's Jewish in origin.
That's awesome.
Joseph Smith got killed for stealing stuff from other religions. I'm just saying, Leonard, you got to be careful.
You gotta be careful with that.
You don't want to end up like Joseph Smith. You don't.
Oh no.
No.
Nor do you want to be Joseph Smith.
No, that's awesome.
Or associate yourself with someone like Joseph.
I mean, he had some fun years, certainly.
Tarred and feathered.
What a time.
You gotta take the rough with the smooth,
Yeah. How do we feel about the ending? The last scene up on, like, Spock thinks he's killed Kirk at his wedding ceremony, and he's devastated, and he thinks he's basically going to the stockade, and goes up to the ship, and Kirk's fine. And McCoy slips in with the drug and fakes death, and
You see Spock in his emotional state have a positive reaction to seeing Kirk. I think that's a nice button.
cries out with joy.
Yeah.
I think it's great. Calls him Jim.
Yeah.
You see him smile with his teeth and everything, and it's a wonderful way to end. And it's funny too when he tries to get back into his very stoic mode in front of everyone. It's like, definitely can't break face.
And then they kick Nurse Chapel out of their boys' club.
Yeah, they do.
It really is very endearing, though, how much joy Spock gets from seeing that Captain Kirk is still alive. It's really fun to watch, and it's nice friendship that they share.
Yeah, I think that whole last scene definitely puts the button on like definitely like this is about friendship. This whole story has been about friendship, and I think we maybe have mentioned this briefly before, but I think when they were creating the show, I was like, we're gonna do this like cool space western, and it's gonna have these really cool ideas. I don't think what they realized what was gonna happen is like, what was this show gonna be about? And I think it's about friendship, like this, in particular this original series. I think in general the themes of friendship go across all, but in particular like the bond between Kirk and Spock is like front and center of the whole show, and then also McCoy, the Kirk Spock McCoy show. Certainly Kirk and Spock, but the three of them certainly. Amok time, yeah. Next week we're looking at another Spock episode. We're getting kind of like a little bit of a twofer. We're going to be watching Journey to Babel, which is when we meet Spock's parents. And that's also going to be our first look at kind of the Federation. It's kind of been like referenced and alluded to a couple times so far in our watch through, but it's all been kind of very vague, like who they work for or what any of this is. And that's the first time that they kind of start to flesh any of what that is.
Oh yeah, and who's going to be your guest on that episode?
We TBD, Jake. It was originally going to be you, but we moved you up in the schedule.
Nice.
We brought you in to talk about friendship, Jake, because we are friends with you.
It's very nice.
It's all very by the seat of our pants at the moment.
All right. Well, we'll be back with Journey to Babel. Tune in then, Aaron.
Babylon.
Thank you so much for having me. Really, thank you.
Thank you, Jake. We're going to have you back on real soon.
Right on.
Bye, everyone. Bye. Thanks for listening. If you'd like to share your own Star Trek story or give us a hot take on the episode we just watched, you can join the conversation by visiting our Discord server. You can find us by clicking on the link in the show description.